For more on the Alabama IVF Supreme Court ruling, let's go to Joseph Williams. He's the former senior editor for US News and World Report. Joseph, good to see you again. There's a sort of strange contradiction to this ruling in a way. I mean, overturning Roe v. Wade is to stop people from having an abortion, but this ruling limits the chance to procreate.
Yes, that's exactly right. And that's what got so many people frustrated, is because the consideration that a fertilized embryo is a person really goes far beyond what anyone's concept of this would be. And it also opens the door to states that can legalize or make abortion illegal from the moment of conception. And that's been a big, big talking point on both the left and the right. The right because they want a national ban, and they want that national ban to start at conception at the very earliest. And against, on the left, people who are really talking about this in terms of how it has a practical effect on everyone, how it's not just targeting women who choose to conceive or who are accidentally pregnant, but it targets everyone who wants to have children in their lives, and puts the government squarely in the middle of those decisions.
How do you think it's going to bode for young Republican voters, you know, people who want the opportunity to, or might need the IVF to have a family? You know, how will Republican lawmakers explain it in practice, do you think?
Well, it's difficult, and I think that it's a split that's occurring in the Republican Party. There are a lot of people who are on the side of abortion, and they want people they want abortion to be illegal or strictly limited, who are very much recognizing this as a problem. You had Donald Trump a couple of days ago very much urging the Alabama state legislature to do something about this. You have several pro-life Republicans, including Mike Pence, the former vice president, who used in vitro fertilization to have his family. They are all sound the alarm, saying that this is going to be, not only is it a terrible decision, it's also a very bad look going into a presidential election to have this kind of an effect on people that you want to reach, those who can afford in vitro fertilization, and those who are alarmed by the decision that opens the door to life as conception.
And Trump has been quite careful in terms of how he's been campaigning around this ruling too. He's been saying that he will appeal the ruling if he gets into office. Is he trying to appeal to the younger elective there, do you think?
I think he is. And I think the Republican Party very much knows that they have a problem here. Look, it doesn't take a lot of imagination to see that this affects the very voters, young voters, affluent voters, suburban voters. This hits them right where they live, and it's a case that didn't necessarily need to happen because it doesn't explicitly deal with abortion. It deals with fertilized eggs. It deals with people trying to have a family. And this opens up all kinds of legal problems for those providers. You mentioned that one of the largest hospitals in Alabama is taking a pause to try to figure out what their legal liability is. And this just sort of compounds the whole landscape, because you have states where people are fleeing to have abortions or terminated pregnancies. You have states that are looking at the liability, whether or not they can conduct an abortion or terminate a pregnancy if someone's life is in danger, whether or not that bodes risks for them. So it's a big, big quagmire. The Republicans know it, and they're trying very quickly to address it before the election.
And pro-choice advocates have warned that this might happen, that the moment Roe v. Wade is overturned, the floodgates would open to the opportunity to make other rulings that would take away civil liberties, particularly for women, but also for LGBT people, same-sex marriage. What's next, do you think?
Well, and I think what you mentioned, the LGBTQ same-sex community, there are Republican voters in that community, and they are younger, and they are tended to have a more expansive view of this. I think what's next is that the Alabama state legislature will try to fix this. I do think other states are going to take this on and view it as an opening to try to start a life at conception movement. And I think this opens up a big opportunity for Democrats to attack Republicans on the issue, and Republicans are going to try to fix it as quickly as they can and change the conversation.
Joseph Williams, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time.